All right, good morning. Kind of quite a bit that we're going to be going over in a little bit. Getting a little bit of an echo from my streaming. Give me a second. All right. So, what I want to cover is make sure I got my camera set right. Let's see if that is going properly. That's the only way I could do it is to highlight. All right, let me see if I pause sharing. Okay, can't do that. Stop share for like 2 seconds. All right, there we go. Make sure I got the right angle here for this. Sure, I got it. Try to eliminate as much light as possible. All right, that looks good. And let's pause that for a second. And let's get back to my screen because we got a lot that we're going to be covering. Get rid of that. And right there, let's get back to that desktop. All right, cool. So quite a bit has happened. If you haven't noticed, we got ourselves a nice little push to the upside on NQ. Everything's going to show to the upside for a little bit, but the jobs report is a little bit adverse. Let us go into my trusty, not you, my trusty 8 grid. Let's maximize this. So what's happening here, let's go ahead and get this one. We haven't done this in a while, but because of this sentiment, it makes a lot of sense for us to do so. Let's fix that. Well, we got all of them are locked. All right, perfect. Let me get rid of the joins. Perfect. What we have here on NQ, get rid of these two. I don't want to, my class. Don't want to confuse y'all. And I have NQ, gold, oil, silver. All right, perfect. Everything is set up properly. Except I use the MBTT. But anyways, we'll leave that alone. If we go over to NQ as a whole, I think we're going to be really keying off on the 45-minute, like really, really strongly. They are trying to make a push to the upside, but their failure of doing so is coming back to roost a little bit. Let's get rid of the EMAs. I want to see a clean chart so we can kind of point this out. No fair value gas that's being held here. I think it's just got good amount of accumulation. They were going to go ahead and sweep it back down, but that liquidity got eaten up here. Could they come back for this fair value gap? Very possible. We're going to see inverse head and shoulder had a failure swing, and they're trying to catch it here. Can we call this a cup and handle at this point? Maybe. So this is going to be very interesting coming in. And then we got oil. Oil is fighting back and forth between a premium and a discount. We have been just drifting up very strongly ever since the middle of December. And we're going into winter and the summer and everything else. So that's going to play a factor. I think we're going to have a massive sell-off when it's all said and done, especially with the whole Venezuela top, but we'll see where that goes. Gold, I think the ride's probably over. I think they want to hold the 5,000 level. We might get back under it. We'll see what the market does with that information. Same as silver. Silver, let's go ahead and pause the cheat code for a second. And you can kind of see silver has been trying to climb up and it is failing to do that climb up. I look for silver to kind of like decide whether it's going to wildew or mildew. And I think that mildew is going to be about 100. We did get to like $63, which is insane. Talking about we were over here. Let me get this out the way. in the middle of January, December, January, right here before we did that whole entire run up. So getting back to 63 brings us all the way back to like middle December-ish. And if that thing really collapses from Liberation Day is all the way back. And mind you, we talk about silver that was like $30. Oh, that's all I have? Damn it. All right, let's go to the daily. Just decide to pull it up. All right. Liberation Day is $27, right? So even with the 63, it's still double for where it was. We do have fair value gaps and imbalances that we're very curious about. So I'm going to be very, very curious on silver on how it responds with all that information. Let's go over to British pound. You can see massive drop off on the British pound. So that's why I said this whole entire push up is falsified because this usually goes inside with it. When we get over there, I'll explain what I mean by that. Bitcoin is under 70,000. I think it's going to stay under 70,000 because they failed to hold the 75,000 level. That's a very tricky one. I think everything is going to get piled into Russell. Look at this spike up. I think they're baiting everybody. Think like, oh, well, all the market's going up. No, it's really the small caps that's going to benefit. And here is the infamous, the undeniable, the heavyweight champion of the world. We got ourselves a US dollar. Looking at what happened with the US dollar here, especially with that drop off, because they're trying to go ahead and reaccumulate here. But that spike through should scare the bulls for the most part. Because if they start to get some strength and they start to create a W pattern, which would be this move here, I think that will trigger that quasi, let me just call it pullback. I don't want to say the word recession because I know how y'all feel about that word, and we'll just go ahead and leave it there. All right, so let's come back over to NQ and see what they're doing with it at the 45 minute. Let's see if they're still holding. Yep, they're still holding it. They might wait for the New York session. Can we get above this block here? Maybe 5 a.m., 9:45 a.m., all that stuff. So that, I think there's a lot of sales, there's a lot of buy side liquidity here, and they have eaten up a lot of sell side liquidity from here. And then when we made that lower low right here, that's our pivot. And then our original pivot is here. We're going to be very curious on what we do when we get close to 438. It's going to be tricky, but this could give a nice little move nonetheless. All right, so let's go ahead and get out of that for like 2 seconds. Let's just look at this as a whole. Going over to OEOS, 1 shot, so we can kind of make this all make sense. Yes. Update. All right, cool. Gotta fix that because they have it like backwards when I put it in there. But it's supposed to be 1 entry, 1 shot. So I'm gonna make that correction over the next few days. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's go over some of the trades that I'm looking at. And we're probably going to add some. What time is it? 8:45? Yeah, let me try to add some before it's all said and done. I can walk you through my thesis. NVIDIA, this is something I was looking for some longs above 200. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that. This one, oh, okay, I already did the switch. Let's get out of here. Grab my other chart. So NVIDIA. So what I was looking for the video was that it kind of holds that. So slightly off the trigger. Oh, there it is. 192.51 right there. Massive sell-off that was done right there. And I think what they're trying to do is figure out whether we're going to hold that level and if they're going to go ahead and play inside of my range. I have a zone that I'm very bearish in. If this thing comes down under 171, I'm shorting the crap out of this thing. I do think it's a little toppy, but the bulls are just buying up all the dip, and I don't want to be somebody else's mistake when it's all said and done. I'm looking for some $200 calls in that, so we'll see what happens there. Let's talk about, I don't want to talk about UPS. UPS made me mad, those jerks. Let's talk about the day trades. Roblox went crazy. This is how it kind of looks right there. So I won't be surprised if the news on this pop up, it adds to that pop up. It struggled to hold 72. I'm waiting for it to get back above it. You can see pre-market, we're back under it, but they got very close to my TP1. So if you were able to scalp this, it should be a win-win in that regard. But I do think we're going to build a base here somewhere. Maybe they make the base somewhere in here and then it takes off. I'm looking for 72, 88 as the entry. Probably going to go ahead and go with some $100 calls. That'll be very interesting. A little bit further out, but I'm just going to see if I can hold on to that for dear life. We look at 130 calls on Citi. Citibank is one of the ones that I've been keeping my eye on. It had a massive pullback. Came back inside of a fair value gap. So let's see, can we get back above that 124? Did they just come for some more liquidity? If you don't know about Citibank, that means you haven't been on most of my classes. Let me just break this down. This is Citibank. Back in the housing bubble here, they gave everything away. At that time, they were a much bigger company. I would not be surprised if we try to test this order block here. Remember, we got Morgan Stanley there in like the 300s. We got, 200. I think it was Goldman Sachs that I talked about. Oh my God, Goldman Sachs almost 1,000. Cheese on peas. All right, JPF, baby. Was it that one that's at 300? Yeah, it's JPM. I know it's one of the banks in itself. So I'm thinking that Citibank is just one of the laggards that has not recovered ever since the housing bubble bust, right? But they stayed relevant. Can you imagine? You could have had $20 Citibank back in '09, and then you had another shot in the pandemic, and then you had another shot there after the Ukraine war at $39. So going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Alcoa, let's look at that one, and then we'll get into some tickers. Alcoa, I'm looking for this thing to hold above 62.77. I may step into that because we're about to gap right through it off that 61. So that might be my play for the day. How am I going to do that? I've got my camera over there, but yeah, I got my angle on it. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so we'll aim at that 915 to see what that premium looks like. But what contract am I looking for? I'm looking for the $65 calls because I'm thinking that this thing is going to get above my TP2. This one doesn't move a lot, but when it does, it does. And also, we're looking at February 20th, which is next week, on those plays. All right, let's go ahead and find ourselves some fun that we can go ahead and trade. Let me go down my list and then I'll guide accordingly. All right, so just bear with me. Let's talk about UNH. UNH has done some very interesting things here. Actually, let me go grab my template. Good morning. Uh, let's see. There is that thing, my updated template. Please be the updated one. It is, but it opened in the wrong spot. All right, let's go ahead and open. I want you in Excel. All right, let you out the way. And what I'm looking for in that regard, appreciate you. Thank you for the warning. Um, it's something along the lines of if this thing does, can you get to the lower bottom? Yeah, there we go, lower bottom. If this does something that is going to be very impactful and very helpful for this ticker, then I'll be looking for, I thought this is UNH. This is Wingstop? No, I thought that was UNH. Oh, that was UMH. No. Wingstop, I think we could get some more entries to the depth. And don't sweat this. I think it's going to pull back down, but they really are solid as far as their earnings. Here's their EPS. I think I'm going to keep on surprising everybody. Just keep that one in mind. Not that one. Well, I'll come back. Now, waste management, I was going to post this one, but unfortunately, this thing took off like a bottle rocket, flew to my PT1. So that means it was a higher time frames trade, not my trade. So I kind of left it alone, but you could kind of see they're starting to sell off. Why? Because of all-time highs, which is what I was targeting. Great momentum to the side, but you would have had to enter on a day trade and just cut that pump $3. Yeah, that was amazing. That was really, really good. Restoration hardware. This one, if you want to kind of play with this one, it is not going to be easy to do. Close above 213.72, somewhere around 230 strike price is what I would be looking for. But at this point, I wouldn't be taking this one only because the option contract is not what I'm looking for day trade. Investment, yeah, but I'm not looking at investments right now. Yeah, this is CVX oil is doing its thing. It's doing its thing. I almost took some oil overnight. Oh, there goes that gap up. Shout out to Carol. I know she's probably holding on. She's like, yes, this thing looks good. Looking for that thing to get to like 175 relatively easy. DR Horton. I don't think we're gonna get into housing like for real. So I need to see a close above that 162. Um, that option's not that great for day trades. Let me leave that alone. ZOM is up. I think this is the one I was going to go after, not CVX, but neither here nor there. I didn't take it. AZZ, I will not say the name. For those that knows, you know. Shout out to old school folks. Is one I keep track of at all times. Newmont. Now this one, I probably should have did this. With gold doing what it's doing, this one benefits relatively well. If gold starts to push up, this thing should pull up. Ah, give me something. Oh, 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 wow, 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 wow. I did not expect that for Charles Schwab. This might be this might be a sweep. Hold on. Might have a longer term trade here. Let's go ahead and maximize this for like a second. I've been eyeballing for this thing to stay bullish above here, but we did some massive fall off here as people took their position. I want to say that this is general BS because, again, it is returning money to shareholders. They are bringing $6 billion. They did guide well. Hold on, let me make sure the guidance is from on point. Can't remember what was the guidance. Yeah, 139, 139, 6 good. So it's not the guidance. It could be rebalanced. And good morning. It could be rebalanced just so that way they can go ahead and uh, yeah. So, but yeah. It could they be? Hold on. What was that alert? Go back session on gold. Okay. All right. It could be that they just came for the liquidity, knowing that dividends pays out. Folks, I'm gonna tell you this, like they told me and they taught me. Dividend drop, push back up until earnings. Dividend drop, push not really that great until earnings. Dividend popped up, but still dropped and then pushed up to just kind of keep that around. So I'm thinking that this dividend drop is going to happen. It's cool. We may get one more day, but I will not be surprised if we don't break through anything because this is all balanced except for here. Very interesting. I gotta keep an eye on this one. All right, let's bring this back down. This is oof. Gotta find out trade. Let's find out trade. That's not what we came for. So just look for that one to kind of get its base and push back up. Starbucks did not break out of its top, of course, solid $100 level right there. Learn, Netflix, PVH. This one's good for options, but not day trade options. I would say if it holds this level, if it gets back above 68, it played to 73. I think this is the company that has Michael Kors and Calvin Klein. No, Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, and that's it. I think that's all it is. I think they tried to merge with Michael Kors, the owner of Michael Kors. All right, let's keep this going. No, this is that Alcoa I just told you about. Again, there, I may just go ahead and just step right into it and play it into 65. Beer, the option sucks. Oh, Spotify, you was going to the ringer. You better pop up on earnings. Let's see what their earnings look like. Did they surprise? Surprise with 61 extra percent. Look at this to go ahead and hold. I won't be surprised that we liquidate the rest of the folks over here. Carvana more to the downside. I'm looking for that. That research really hurt their brand. God, come on, give us a day trade. Give us a day trade. I see a lot of swing trade opportunities, but not day trade. Lowe's, this one already took off in its own right. If you want to, I would say wait a little bit when we open, get some $300. You know what? That's what we want to remember. Let's go with that one. The options are not that bad. It's not great. The options are not great at all. But it's not bad either. So let's go ahead and call this. We got low going long, day trade continuation. I would say moderate risk, and we got ourselves $283.21, and we got ourselves 288.80, 297.20. Um, 275? No, that's saying 279, 279.90. 39.90. Looking, let's see. Let's look at a higher time frame real quick. Is this off that highs? Ooh, we did not take that out. That could be our play. That could be our play. Yeah. Okay. Get a nice little day trade off of this. All right. Looking to peak with some momentum to make new higher highs as the base builds, trying to push past TP2, TP1. Hold on. Do not over over leverage, as this is relatively on the high side of risk. No, it's the W, risk, risk. All right, not risk, risk. All right, active, pending. Let's put ourselves a chart. Let's get as much data as possible. All right. All right. Actually, false. I'm gonna give this the free game. Free game. You're welcome. Let's go with 220. Like I said, $300 calls. Very ambitious. Futures. I don't know. Send a Discord, yes, but not email. I'm going to leave that one alone. I got to test some things before I start doing that. All right, let's find another one. Like caps on this. All right. We'll probably end that at 9:05, 9:10. Try one more. NVIDIA, like I said, I'm still looking for that 192 to hold up. It's taking its sweet time. Mm, mm. I don't, mm, mm-mm. No. Okay, for my high risk folks, I'm gonna put this on here for you if you want to take that. Look for data dog about 132. Play it for the 150 contract, maybe the 140 contract, depending on what the option contracts look like, as far as the cost itself. But I think this thing ain't going to come on down more than it actually goes up. So just keep that in mind. Do not do anything risky. I'm gonna post that though. Now, Dell is one of those ones that just annoys the crap out of me. I think it should be dead in the water, but for some reason, it always finds a way to stay a leg up. This could be one that we play for 134, oh, especially after dividends, dividends base here, but then that popped up for me. Actually, we're gonna do it. Let's put it on the board, and that'll be our last one. Dell, going long, day trade. Kind of a counter trend. Yeah, I'm leaning on counter trend trading in itself. I'm right here. Mhm. Good morning. All right, counter trend. I would say risky. I would say risky. We're talking about an entry above 126.14, targeting 129.67, 134.98, stop loss 124.05. After a boatload of building a foundation under 123, looking for this to give us a solid pop to the upside to fill the fair value. Actually, let me just put it like this: FVG, fair value gap. Don't actually be a. I always have to start sounding right. Yeah, it does it. Patient and wait for a good entry after the gap up. All right, active. Let's go ahead and get a chart. Let's make it clean. Bring it like this. That's the fair value gap that I'm thinking that we're gonna get. And this is good. Let's grab that. Boom. Put that there. Boom. Let's put that there. And we're gonna go ahead. That's false too. False. Just like that. And we would be going for the 135. Yeah, 135 call. I would love to say 125, right? But that's going to be in the money. I would love to say 150, but that's too far for a day trade. So I would say maybe 140. I would say I'm gonna put 150, but find a one that has a strong option chain for you. Anytime I see post anything when it comes down to that, it should be with relative grain of salt. So that way you can go ahead, dog it, get this right. It should be with relative grain of salt, so that way you can find an option contract that fits your style, your risk tolerance, your value of your portfolio. If the contract is like $300, I don't want you to just get a $300 contract for the sake of getting a $300 contract. I want you to make a sound decision in that regard, so that way you can make a strong move to the upside, right? All right, so let me go ahead and pause this real quick so I can go ahead and do an upload up to my community in my platform. So bear with me as I update that. They're almost done. What just happened? Okay. Alrighty. Just do what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and reset you when you don't do what you do to do. Yeah. All right. Let me just reset that for a second. Bear with me. All right, there we go. Love it when things work. All right, we got low and we got down. All right, let's go ahead and process that. I'm gonna make sure my Discord is posted, and it should be in free game. All right, let's go ahead and unpause this real quick. And we have my admin dashboard. And let's go ahead and share my screen back. Here we go. We are back. And yeah, looks good, looks good. All right, so if you want to go ahead and click the link down below. Oh, actually, I don't think I have that set up right now because I got a new PC. DM me at JD underscore the great or check out some of my older videos. You can go ahead and sign in for my free game on the Discord. Greatly appreciate y'all and the support. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So what I'm anticipating is this when it actually wants to populate. Come on, populate. Oh, I got premium only. Let's go ahead, free. All right. I am looking for lows. This is what we're going to be looking for. And we're looking for that option contract February 20th, folks. February 20th. I think that's going to be a good contract. You might be able to swing it over the weekend. But keep in mind that we have a dead day coming up. And we have right here, after building a nice little foundation, I guess it kind of created it created a little bit of an error right here. I'll have to fix that problem. Under 123. So that way we can go ahead and take that trade. Looking for this gap open, this all pop to the upside. So be patient. All right, we're going with a 150 strike on February 20th. All right, so let's go ahead and keep this party going. Let me get to my other chart so we can go ahead and point out what is going on with NQ. Oh, we're still pushing up. Look at that bad boy right there. They are really trying to eat up quite a bit. And what I want to kind of point out is what can happen here. I want to really break down what a fair value gap is, and I'm going to explain it from a psychological standpoint. This is going to be me getting out of the realm. I'm going to spend like 5 minutes explaining that for y'all. Let me turn on my camera. All right. So just keep this in mind. Like when you get a certain type of price action that's happening in itself, well, that is very light. Come on. Doggone kids. Hold on. Got some backup markers. These markers get so dry so quick. Looks like what they call them dry erasers. All right, so that's that. I think my green and my blue should be okay. Actually, let me get green and orange. Actually, I have green and red on this new pack. Yeah. These things are cheap anyways. All right, so when you got a fair value gap that's going up, right? And let's just say we got ourselves a very bullish move to the upside, then we're talking about a very strong price action like this, and it's green with a little bit of a wick and a little bit of a wick here, right? So we got a strong move that's trying to make that move. When you start to get that candle forming where you can tell they can't get that much of that downside, and it kind of does one of these type of wicks like this, all they're going to do is flat out start to accumulate and erase a lot of that stuff and then start to turn that, flip the candle green, and then it starts to push to that upside, creating that fair value gap, and that's your space that's in between. So as we're going into 9 o'clock, it's already starting to do some of those things right now. And I'm very curious if this whole entire area right here can relatively hold. Because if it can hold, then we're probably going to go ahead and push even further coming in. So let me go ahead and stop that. And I'm going to show you what I mean on the chart. And if we go to the chart, you will see we got a very, very strong move here. So that is the start of the fair value gap, right? And you got to think of the psychology behind it. The psychology is all these people are buyers, right? And they're buying because either A, they're closing out their sell position. The opposite of selling is buying. So you have to buy it at a level so that way you can lock in profits or losses. And then you have these people that probably bought at a discount, just enjoying the wave, and they start to take some of their money off. If I go to this 1 minute chart, you see they start taking their money off here, maybe here, and then another group is getting off in here. But if there's buyers that feel like there's more upside over here, which again, they've been trying to attack this level for a long period of time. I do find it questionable if they can get up there. You could get what people are buying here so they can sell there. And if they're wrong, then they're going to buy here. And as much pain happens inside of here, they're going to decide whether to hold on or sell because they are trying to get to here. And that's what we're going to be facing coming into this session. So be patient. Don't jump into conclusions. Don't rush. Don't force it, and then you'll be perfectly fine. All right, let me go turn off my waiting room. I just realized I still have that on. Where is that? There we go. All right. So we got ourselves 15 minutes. I'm gonna spend this time just plotting out what levels I see so we can get ourselves prepared for the market. All right, so give me a moment. All right, so far, what I'm getting out of NQ here is that we're trying to make a nice little move to this upside and hold it. Because we have some bullish fair value gaps that's here, but they're small, right? Especially like we have this order block here that created this one here. I built this on, oh, actually, I did that wrong then. Okay, that's actually a fair value gap. This is the fair value gap that we are looking at. This is bullish fair value gap. So what order blocks are we really looking at? It's probably going to be this one. I think that, yeah, that one's going to be key because of that 25,000 psychological level. Very, very tough level. Everybody is watching it and they want to know, is it going to hold that area or not? So let's go ahead and put this as a bullish order block. That's going to be key. This one kind of is one too, but this one is what's been protected since Friday. So might wait till the end of the week before you start doing that, especially with the holidays coming up. But really, really good bounce off of this Thursday. Kind of gave it that nice push. So can they get back to 25,500? It's been a while since we've been up there. Very strong level, a lot stronger than 25,250. We could look left and you could tell the difference, right? And let's see if we can get a rejection off of 469 and test these buyers. Like, are they really bullish or are you really fake? And we're probably going to do that. All right. Let me keep on going.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I
Ha-
can't complain.
Have we started?
Yeah, I'm about to break down some of the stuff here. Oh, also, I'm going to send you a link for some beginner videos that we
Hmm.
can kind of get up to speed and you can replay them a little bit.
Okay. I invited my friend. She's on. Her name's Maud, so she's on there
Oh,
too.
welcome. I appreciate that. No
No problem.
problem. That's that. These are the things that we're having trouble with. Okay, got that. I know it looks like a light show, so I do apologize. It's I kind of just flash it to kind of see what the market's thinking. Right? Okay, that's why they took out that pivot here. So this area here is going to give a lot of problem. Hold on. What time is it? 9:22. Okay, I got 5 more minutes before I gotta go set up. It's you. I need you. Why can't I select you? All right, let me get rid of you. Get rid of you. You're in my way. All right, that and that is done. So that makes these two done. This is the current fist fight we're dealing with. And this did not make a lower low. But that one is an island by itself. That didn't make a higher high since then. That's an island by, oh, okay. This is the backside of an uptrend. Okay. Okay. Might come in hot to the downside. All right, so let me save these so I remember what I need. Feature reference. Go ahead and lock that. Get rid of the kaleidoscope. All right. Get rid of the get rid of the psychological element. Okay, so what I just pointed out here, so I'm a 95% of who I am is a trend line trader. I like to trade with the trend. So one rule I always tell all my class, there is no such thing as a higher high without a higher low. So for example, before I do that, let me make some space. So if we're going to go up, right, that means we're going to go like this, then come back down. So that is not an uptrend, right? This inside of here has uptrend tendency, but that's a lower time frame. This is still not an uptrend. So I don't ever want to see oh, well, I know this is the one and just draw a trend line like that. That's a failure, all right? Well, what an uptrend is, it has to first make a move up, get the suckers out, get the people that take their profit out first. And then when they break out of here and made the higher high, then this confirms that this is undoubtedly an uptrend. You know what people do when they get into something like this? They end up being somebody else's liquidity that comes here. Like, oh, of course it's going to go up. It stops. Oh, maybe it's this one. It stops. Oh, maybe it's this one. And then after a while, they accumulate enough to just do something like that. Okay? So there is no such thing as a higher high. This don't exist until this is established. Why? Because the buyers are buying here so that way they can take out here, and the sellers are scared, so they run out, they turn into buyers, and that's the continuation of the trend. Okay, always remember that. And then for downtrend is the opposite, right? So when we're dealing with price action and we're looking at this detail here, this is a downtrend, right? There's no such thing as a lower high without the lower low being formed first. So even though we came up here, they're like, oh, we're gonna go lower. Let me sell it here. Guess what? It came all the way back here. And they probably saw some money here, but then they gave all of it back. Why? Because this had to happen. And when they made this low, it confirmed this move. So now what we're facing here is basically a relative threat to the downside with a failure of what this upside was. Here's your point. There's your higher high. They came back to here for higher low. Then they took out what was the higher high, made higher highs here, but they couldn't take out this one, right? They made the higher high here, and ever since then, they've been fighting to try to make it go higher, and they couldn't. Now, this move down wasn't strong enough to take this one out. Actually, I got to take some of this stuff out. So this one is no longer a base, and this one is no longer a base, right? So this one here is trying to take out all those that says no, keep buying more. And they can't get down there. So what happens? We start to push back up. That's what we're doing now. But the thing is, what was previous support turns into resistance, and they're trying to break that. If they fail, look for this whole entire thing to sweep all the way down. If this one fails here, gonna have a good old time trying to play this to the downside. So today's target is here, and I'll be bullish somewhere around here. I'll be playing it to the upside when it gets around here, maybe a little higher. Okay. All right, so we got like 2 minutes left. Let me go ahead and set my stuff up because I am going to be looking at a couple of trades while everything sets up on the NQ, and we'll get back to that. I like that Lowe's. I like that Dell. Let me go here. I really like the Alcoa. Pull that chart back up. Dell's a little spicy, but this Alcoa looks so interesting and it's cheap. Ah, damn, it's almost to my TP2, TP1. That's not gonna work. I might have to watch Citibank. I think that's the one we're gonna go with because that's not working out. UPS, this thing is a jerk. It did everything that I didn't want it to do before. It basically left me. I wanted to make that move. But yeah, on Roblox. Let me see what Roblox looks like. So Roblox and City. Those are the two that we're going to keep our eye on. And maybe Dell. All right, we got ourselves less than 30 seconds until the market opens. So we'll see if we can get ourselves a short day trade swing. Then we'll go ahead and do some future scalping. And then I'm going to do a rundown before the session is over and see if we can find anything on a longer term swing as well. Okay, there we go. City, I just hit the brakes right there. What are you doing, City? Do something. Okay, give it a few seconds. What I want is for it to close above this level here. If it can close above here, we should be good. That's City. Let's go look at Roblox. Roblox is almost there. It might be Roblox first. And of course, y'all want to make sure you do not risk more money than you can afford. So by all means, understand with this Roblox, this is what we're looking for is February 20th. You'll find that February 20th, $100 strikes. That'll be next week. It's a little aggressive, but I think we could get into the 83 level. How much that $100 contract is going for now? Oh my God, really? Yeah, juicing it up. The spread is terrible and everything. Let's see, what's the open interest? Open interest on $100 is at 9,000. That ZOM is going crazy too. I would love to be in oil right now. So that $100 contract is only $10. I'm very curious on that. Let's go ahead and look at City. City is almost to our target. For City, you're looking at February 20th, 130 calls. That one's going to be a little bit pricier. And if you want to go down on Roblox like 85 or 70 or something like that, you can afford to. I would suggest it. The closer you are to the money, the better. But I just put 100 just in case someone cannot relatively afford it. City, City Group. looking at the February 20th, 130 calls. They're like 67 cents. Let me see the open interest. Make sure I got that right. Oh yeah, that open interest is solid. So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna go roll with. They coming back for the gap. And I want a 2 hour candle to close above there. So I'm not gonna do anything reckless. Let's look at Alcoa for like a few seconds and 2 minutes. Oh, look at that Alcoa. I thought about just jumping in just to jump in because it's back above my level, sweeping all the sell side liquidity here. This thing is going. It is going. That's this one here. Let's go back to Roblox. See if we find anything on that one. Oh, Roblox is almost there. And my goal is to go super, super light when it crosses over it. But 2 hours from now at 11:30, if it's still above, I'll buy another one. That's kind of like my idea. But in the case that I'm wrong, it allows me to kind of make sure I have a good average price. The $90 has no open interest, so I don't like that one. 85 is not too bad. Oh, sorry, wrong. I'm looking at the wrong side. Let's go back to the 20. $90 is solid, like 29 cents. What else we have? We have $85 one. Oh, there we go. Is it doing it? Did you cross it? Let's zoom in. It tapped it. It kind of crossed it. And I'm getting a better price. Let me just go ahead. I'm gonna take that shot and see what happens from there. Now, this is dangerous what I'm doing. So if you want to wait for 11:30, it's going to be better waiting for this candle to close above there than what I did. But high risk, high reward. That's why there's a big difference. All right. And what time is it? All right, it's top 5. So let's get back over to NQ. Let's take a peek of what's going on with them. That way I can do, yep, that's the backside rejection of that trend line. Oh man, I thought about that, but I wanted to just leave that alone for like 2 seconds. Because I do not want to feel like I'm getting a little FOMO and just jump in and do something reckless. Let's update my range. All right, let's unlock you. So far, this range, unlock you, thank you. This range is between here and here. Let's maximize it real quick. We can look at it in its totality. Let's lock these trend lines, get them out the way. Let's look at the order block, see how close we got to it. They're like, no, we're gonna sell the crap out of you. You better not come through here. And then psychological level, of course, 25,500, I think is going to be tested in some way, fashion, or form. I think they're disrespectful enough to do it. Now, I did take my Roblox a little early, right? And Roblox, I think, falls under the NASDAQ. Hold on, make sure I'm saying the right thing. No, NYSE. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I thought it fell into the NASDAQ. All right. That's going to even be even better. As we drop here, it's going to continue. All right, let me pause for a second, or am I already logged in? Still, I'm already logged in. Okay, I'm not logged in. I gotta refresh this. It won't do it, huh? I would have to log out, log back in. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna have to pause this for like 2 seconds so I can log into my profile. Now we can do some future trades. Oh, you know why I did not do? I did not announce that I was online. They got a new update. That's why that act up. Okay, cool. Bear with me. Got to get that update done. All right, I forgot to let everybody know that I am online on my Discord. Let's do that real quick. And nope, trade floors. Bingo. That'll work. All right. All right, give it a second. All right, so I got everything kind of set up the way I want it. Let's get that in queue back. Yep, that's the gap I was looking for. I thought you were going to give me a little bit more time instead of you just going after it. It went after it way too quickly. Way too quickly. This thing could go all the way back down to this downside. Roblox is giving everything a bit away. That's okay. That's why I only risk like 29 cents. I'm all right with that. If the market just dumps like crazy, then I'll lose 29. Then I'm okay with that. Let's see if they can recover here. I think that's what they're looking for. I'm in my eval. I don't think I'm going to do live trading on my PA because I'm still putting the band-aids together here on that one. But we'll do some evaluation work. This morning, I did in my eval 1K. So I'm excited about that. So out of the 1K, I'm winning the risk. Actually, let me lower my level. Oh, actually, that's fine. In micros, that's okay. I'm willing to risk $500 to see if I can make another $1,000. That's a 2-to-1 ratio, and that is my plan for today. If I lose $500, I'm done. If I make $1,000, I'm done. And we got 3 minutes until this opening range is done. And like I told y'all in the class yesterday, opening ranges has a job and they came to do their job. And that job might be a place for buyers and sellers to come in. That's exactly what we're getting here. Good psychological level can stay there. I won't be surprised that we pause here just to get up here and then the sell-off really happens and then we get the rest of here. I think that could be very, very possible. 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Good things come to those who wait. Wait for your entry. Do not just go ahead and get it because you're like, oh, I see a red candle and it looks really, really good. No, that's not what we do here. Get rid of this. I don't need that right now. Almost done establishing our opening range for today. Actually, while we're doing that, let me take a peek at the commodities as a whole. Let's see what's going on there. So of course, we already know NQ is coming down a little bit. Oil's ripping, looking good. Gold is sitting on top of its order block. Silver is over here fist fighting, trying to continue. British pound is recovering, which can push the market back up. If they dropped out, that stronger dollar. Uh, Bitcoin. I'm sorry, Bitcoin. You're going to go back down. You could have hoped 70,000. If this fails to hold 66, we're coming back down under 60, just because of momentum. Russell, I think everybody's going to pour their money. Oh, they're taking their money out to Russell. Not a good sign. That's not what you want to see. You want people to go into domestic product and production, and that's what the Russell is. So that way it can strengthen the dollar, and we're not getting that. But the dollar still looks a little green here, even though we're in the pullback. Looks green. All right, let's go back over to NQ. We got a minute and 22 seconds left. That Roblox is not faring too well. Like I said, it was an aggressive entry. I'm willing to hold it all the way to 11:30. If it's really bad, I'll cut it and redeploy the cash at another time. If it's okay, then I'll hold on. If it's holding my level, then I'll buy another, assuming that the next 2 hour candle will just push up. That's the plan. That is the plan. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me go ahead.
We're good.
Good, good, good. Get that. Like you can interrupt me anytime and ask me questions at this point because we're waiting for this to finish. All right, 14 seconds. All right. Buyers and sellers exist inside of here. Who wins? Let's come down to a 5-minute chart so it can be a little granular. Interesting move could happen here. Let's just say they get real bullish. If we hold this level, we could probably get a nice little pop, and that pop will get us into that 25,500. I don't think that that's going to happen, but I've seen stranger things. If I wanted to be risky, I would probably play that. Actually, let me see what that setup would look like. Not a fan of it. I don't like it. Very noisy looking. Looking forward to touch 438, then fall completely back down. And if it doesn't do that, then we get to 465 and do the same thing, but it's going to wick like to like 470 or 470, 475 maybe. That's a massive little sell right there. Epic one right there again. That could have been the move right there. Oh, yeah, that was the move. That was it. That was it. That should have been a nice little play. Didn't really feel it too much, but I did say I didn't like the upside so much. That was 100, 200 ticks to the downside. For my futures folks that don't know that, it's 50 cents, so that's like $100 down per contract. If you were in micros, if you were in minis, that's like about $1,000 down. Just on that move alone. Oh, they beat up my Roblox while I'm watching. It's all right. Part of the game. Massive movement to the downside here. Let me come over to a 1 minute chart over here so I can point this out for y'all. That way it doesn't look so crazy. Wrong button. This one. And could we just pull back this so that we can go ahead and reload and then continue to the upside? Um, it would have to kind of like push like this, get it under 374, and then it'll short even further because then we'll get through this order block here. But first it needs to get under 372 for that to happen. See if we can squeeze out a scalp using that. Or does it just push up? I'm leaning this, they should have did it already. So if it doesn't do it, might have a little bit of an issue. Let's see what it does when it gets up inside of 416. Okay. If it comes under 374 again after this, I'm going to be part of the people that's going to go ahead and short this thing. They know. You see how they trying to catch it here? If that 374 fails, that thing is going to dump all the way to like that order block again. Because it's going to say that they can't hold that order block. And even though we just switched it back from neutral to bullish, it just lets you know that the current bulls cannot control which direction it's going to go. They almost got it, and they caught it right off of there. They said, no, we will not fall. Let's see. All right, they just swept the liquidity there again. Do they take their profits here? Or do they just keep on going? I should check some other tickers. Oh, what's he about to do? What are you about to do? Very risky what I'm about to do right now because it looks like I'm going to get it. I'm shorting it there. Come on, hold your water. Hold your water. I'm down 126, 98, 54, 40. Hold your water. Get your big butt down. Get your big butt down. Yep, big butt down. Come on. Let's see. We got, it showed me $100 for like a smidge. If I can get a nice extension here, then we could go ahead and come down to this level, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really, really tough. Does the Bears have control? Do they have control? They do not. All right, I'm not gonna give them all of that. They can get 300. That way I can still play a little bit more. So you can kind of see that was a nice little move to the 100, but the sell side liquidity did the sweep. It is what it is. Maybe I should have took something off the table. What am I looking at right now? 750. I had like 250 but left. Wasn't too bad. Oh, actually, no, I'll take that back. It was like 1100. So $500 would be at 600. So yeah, 150. Almost. Almost. I may take another stab at it. We may take another stab at it. Assuming that that sell side liquidity, because all of this right here could fail, and then we just go right inside the block. Oh, okay. A little late. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Give it another try. Nineteen seconds. You got 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the 5 minutes. So this thing go against me so fast, so quick. Oh, no don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare do it. Come on, dump, dump, dump. Give my $300 back at least. I would love to take that back. Come on. There we go. Almost down there. Get under that weak side. Come on. Come on. Get down. Being tough. Because that order block is tough. Come on. You're not going to get that 150 again, are you? Come on, dump. You got 60 seconds left. They're holding it up. That sucks. You might just go ahead and just abandon the idea. 55 seconds. Come on, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Nope. All right. Oh, that's fine. All right, so I lost a little bit more than I wanted, but it's okay. Yeah, that's why I like choppiness, but I knew if we break here and here, this thing could go ahead and play into this downside, and I wanted that move. I know it was a little bit of a scalp. I was attacking really the 15-minute, if you really think about it, because we came back and mitigated this zone. I think they're just shaking people out. All right, let's get ourselves over here on the real phone. And we leave that there. Let me go ahead and look at some other alerts while we wait for that. All right, so we got city. They want to be jerks about it. Live to fight another day. That's the roadblocks that was being a jerk right now. He gave me a good entry, and I needed to get back above there. They might come back all the way for this block. That's what suck. Because that's where my official stop loss is down there. City's coming back down again, so it's being difficult. Let's see what that Alcoa is doing. And you can't get upset about these trades. You win some, you lose some. See how they took a profit right there? Great, great, take a profit there. UPS already took off and they already hit my TP2. This is over, but they even gave it even more. Roblox, I already did that one. Alcoa. NVIDIA, let's go check out NVIDIA. Let's see what that one is doing. It's trying. That's another one that if it holds this entry, we got ourselves a nice little pop to 213. All right, let's go back over the futures. Since we got ourselves a locked in 45. Come on, get there. Oh, are you really going to do it again? Yeah, they did do it again. Maybe I should have stuck with it. Oh, that kind of sucks. Okay, let's see if I can find another spot then. If it's going to do that. Good morning. Oh, where's my footprint? So kind of give you all a little bit of a recap. So I wanted to short it each time here. Now it's doing it. That's what I was looking for earlier. They shook me out. Look at that. That was it. That was it. All right. No problem. That's cool. That's cool. That's cute. That's cute. See if I can catch it off of here and play it right back down and then go back to the order block. I'm going to risk, I don't know, about $100 or so. I want it to come back down inside of here. You're already down here. You might as well just go ahead. It's right at my TP1. You see how my TP1 is holding it? Give me one last explosion, baby. There we go. Get down there. Get down there. Sweep the buy side liquidity. Come on, sweep it. Sweep it. Sweep it. Sweep it. Sweep it. There we go. Got my $500 back. And let's get some more. Let's get to my block. Get to my block. Go to the block. It's hot. The block is hot. Come on. Get down there. Yes, I did raise my leverage to kind of give you a little bit of an insight. Come on. Get to the order block. Come on, baby. Come on, go reload at the block. Trust me, I'll sell when I get down there. Can't let you take the $500 back either. Come on, one more dump. Get your butt down there. Got to take the 500. All right, so I didn't get everything, but I got a good chunk of it back. That's all right. It is what it is. And can it get here? Yeah, possible. But part of this game. Like that was a TP1. Maybe I could have trailed it a little tighter here, but I asked myself a question: was I willing to risk it? And you can kind of see where I started off of, where I sold off of. Oh, that's why they're coming back. They're probably coming back to try to see if they can take that out. All right, try to take it out. I should short it again. Still micro. Probably shorted it on that one. Take it on the open. 60 seconds. Let me get this 5 minute up here. Oh yeah. So I'm kind of looking at it like something like this here. We got to take one more. Let's see what happens. I'm going to risk $50 here and see what happens. Because I want this zone. I want them to go tap there. Do a little dance. Dancey dance dance. And then this will be the last trade we do. Then I'm going to do it. I can tell. You want my $50, don't you? All right, I'm out of it. Yeah, they're still playing around with it. It's very choppy. We closed inside of the fair value gap, so that's normally not the case. Normally, when we close inside of here, it gets back down even further. But they're like, no, we're going to go ahead and just really mess with people. Just like yesterday, it chose violence yesterday. I still am up on my PA. This is just evaluation. I just want to test some things. I'll let you know how this evaluation goes inside of the Discord. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. JD underscore the great. I'll be there. Also on YouTube, JD underscore the great as well. I'm gonna tap out here and focus on my team over inside my Zoom. And I bid all of y'all over on YouTube a fond farewell. So y'all have a wonderful day. And let me go ahead and end the live stream.